what he's seeing. So we'll have his live coverage there. So um,
Hey Ken, by the way, I made it through the line. I'm now in Electra. The line is moving into Electra right now.
all right, yeah, looks like that line's about to blow on through Electra pretty fast. It's moving so fast, it's going to be really difficult to keep up with it. But it looks like it's blowing on through Electra now. Sales I'm most interested in is the one headed towards Wichita Falls. So try to get here and just kind of we'll keep an eye on those. Those appear to be in an uptrend. Um, I wouldn't say they're super sales, but they're definitely healthier sales over Lake Kemp. That's going to move over Lake Diversion here soon, and then it's going to head over towards Holiday, then move over Wichita Falls probably around 9 o'clock, maybe a little bit thereafter.
All right, I'll sit tight in Wichita when I get there.
All right. But yeah, we are watching all that. We can also go up to the north and see that line is also pushing through Lawton at this time. Heavy rains pushing through there. Winds, they don't appear to be too bad in Lawton. Probably somewhere in the order of 40 to 50 miles per hour. We're still seeing that stronger wind signature up towards Anadarko, and that's headed towards Oklahoma City. Again, down our way, we're just looking at general 40 to 60 mile per hour winds with any of these wind gusts here. It doesn't look too strong in Electra. And I am watching this little Boeing feature trying to develop towards Maybell. So we'll keep an eye on that and see more. And then here's down towards Throckmorton. You can see some Boeing signatures down there. What I mean by a bow is it's just what I mean. Look at how it's bowing out. It's pushing out. That's where those strong winds.
All right, the next break should be coming up here very soon.
All right, we'll be ready. All right, so I'm going to try something. Let's see if this works here. All right, let's see if this works here. I don't know that it will, but it might. We're about to do a cut-in over on News Channel 6, so you may want to watch that too. All right, so there we are. So let's see if this works. Let's see how this works here. All right, I don't know that you'll be able to hear me over on my Facebook page, but maybe you will. I'm trying to get my slideshow set up so I can go over on the wall. So just give me a second. If you're wondering what I'm doing, that's what I'm doing. So give me a second and I'll start talking again here in just a minute. Boy, the winds are strong outside tonight. I mean, they are really strong. I bet just the pressure gradient winds by themselves. I bet they're somewhere in the 40 to 50 mile per hour range. I bet at this time.
All right, they should be going to break here right about now. So, you ready?
I am ready.
Stand by, going in 3, 2, a little bit of an embedded supercell as well.
All right, I'll look at it. Okay, I'll look at it. All right, so we're still live on Facebook. I'm on my page. Sorry, I guess as I was getting ready to walk over to the board, I guess I accidentally unplugged the microphone to my computer here, so that's why the sound went dead. Otherwise, you'd have gotten it. So, apologize for that. All right, so I'm going to switch. Garrett wanted me to switch radar sources real fast and take a look at some stuff. Yeah, we do. It looks like we do got a supercell down that way. I don't see rotation
Look
with
at
it.
the velocity.
Yeah, I'm looking at velocity. I see there's a little bit of a kink there. You can see the Bow Echo north of Throckmorton. You can see a little bit of a little whirl on the north side of that. Did you get me then?
Say that again.
Yeah, I saw you. You can definitely see the bowing feature on that storm down there, and it appears to be a very small little kink on the north, like a little eddy there on the north side of it. So there may be a little swirl there.
Yeah, it looks like borderline from radar scope, maybe a tiny bit of ETA.
Yeah, I see that too on my end here too. I'm also seeing a really nice Boeing signature. I think that Boeing signature is going to stay south of Wichita Falls. That one is coming out of Seymour or Baylor County. But there is a nice bow there, so we'll have to see if anything can kind of swirl up on the north side of it in Archer County.
Sounds good, man.
Where are you at right now?
Just outside of Iowa Park. Just should be to, I'd say, the 44 area within maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes max.
Fantastic, fantastic. You should be. That stuff is moving so fast.
Where do you think I should go in Wichita? Because, I mean, I'm honestly thinking of hanging out at Loop 11 and 287 as it works its way in.
Well, it just depends on what these storms do south of us. If we wind up getting some better wind signatures, I'm going to send you down to the Archer County. So, but that's kind of the direction I'm kind of pointing. You just go into the city and just kind of start going south. That way I can send you south if I need to. But looks like some pretty good winds about to move into the city now.
All right, I'm gonna head towards 281 then, and I will get there quick.
All right, thank you. All right, so we still have lots of storminess in the area. Anywhere along this line, see severe thunderstorm warnings. I'm zoomed in kind of on Wichita County at this time, Wichita, Archer County. This is what we call reflectivity. There's a couple of intense cells across North Texas. So what you see is stretched out in southern Oklahoma. That's just one solid line of thunderstorms. There are some little waves and kinks in there, but to me, these two cells on radar, the one north and south of Throckmorton, and then the one up towards Dundee, those are the more organized looking storms to me. They're not as linear. They kind of have a little more of a cellular look to them. In some instances you got to worry about these rotating, and you don't really see that. And this is going to move right across the northern part of Archer County, and it's kind of headed towards right at Holiday. So if you look there, you can definitely see where there are some pretty strong wind signatures in that little what looks like a little supercell that's developed down that way. So you can kind of see it there some. I'm over on my page. I've kind of zoomed in some too. Let me switch velocity sources here. There's really no rotation in it to really speak about. Let me see if the Weather Service is saying anything here. Let's see here. They're just talking about those Bow Echoes that are moving through. Let me read some damage reports here. Update: Frederick Hollister now without power. Chattanooga Fire Chief also reporting no power. Of course, that's up in Tillman County. Looks like we had some 56-mile-per-hour winds in Lawton when the line pushed through there. Hardeman County, Goodlet, 64-mile-per-hour winds. We knew that one, though, already. We talked about that one earlier.
Ken, do you want to cut in this next commercial?
When is it coming up? Yeah, let's do it because
Yes. It probably won't be until about the end of East New York, which will be probably about 8:56.
that's perfect for me. So don't you like me doing these updates on commercial breaks where I'm not interrupting your programming? Isn't it so much better? If we had a tornado warning, I'd be interrupting. I'd be over your programming. But since we don't, I'm not. But these storms, I'm telling you, down here in North Texas, they're starting to punch a little bit. They're starting to get a little bit of some mean looks to some of them, especially down there in Archer County and down there in Young County. We're going to watch you. You know, I feel bad because I told people earlier today I thought the worst would miss Graham, but you know that's just not how it's all played out. You know, it's been a situation where it's actually the lines developed all the way down to that area now. So Graham, you're going to get some severe weather too with this. So I mean, it's coming. Inevitably, it's coming. So we're going to watch these storms closely here tonight. I hope my Unity's not about to go out. I'm going to pull up some viewers here that's got some questions so I can answer those while we're on. All right, I'm going to pull up my chat here, so we'll have chat going so you can ask me questions here. Something would be cool if, as I'm live on News Channel 6, I've got the radar up over there. You can go to News Channel 6 and have this up, and I can answer questions at the same time. You know, so far the winds are not too bad in North Texas. They're not too bad so far. I mean, there might be some pretty strong winds down in the Young County here shortly, but so far so good with this activity. It isn't too bad. Pretty good supercell down there to the south of Throckmorton, headed towards Elizaville and PK. That's a pretty good supercell. It don't really have much rotation on it either, but it's a nice supercell. I believe that some of these cells, these supercells, some of them anyway, are a little bit aloft. I think some of they may be slightly elevated. There's still some nasty wind signatures coming into Oklahoma City at this time. Really nasty. That's a really nasty wind signature. There's also a little bit of rotation kind of south of Union City. There's kind of a little little bit of a meso low that's developed in that area, a little small area of low pressure, and that's why you're seeing that prolific wind producer.
We're in the break. If you're ready to cut in, I'm ready here.
Let's go ahead and do it.
Are you ready?
I am, yes. All right, here's the latest weather update for you. Blanket severe thunderstorm warnings basically anywhere along this line here tonight that stretches from Oklahoma City all the way down into central Texas. Mostly what what is being seen is just strong wind gusts somewhere in the order, in our area anyway, somewhere between about 50 and 60 miles per hour. We're seeing that over into Comanche County. You can see.
Okay, not a problem. Ready? Going in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, now we're doing the cut-in. All right, so this is what's going on. We have blanket severe thunderstorm warnings along this line here that stretches from Oklahoma City all the way down into our neck of the woods. Now, the line has just pushed through Lawton, so the threat for severe weather has ended in Lawton, but we'll be pushing into Duncan shortly. Basically, anywhere along this line, you're seeing wind gusts somewhere in the 40 to 60 mile per hour range. Most of the winds have not been too bad down our way. There have been some 60-plus mile per hour winds reported in Frederick. Threat of severe weather is now over with into Lawton. The line of thunderstorms is knocking on the door of Wichita Falls. 40 mile per hour winds, 40 to 50 mile per hour winds look likely. Looks like sounds like we got some rain. There's over the station at this time. Now this is a supercell that's kind of developed within the line that's moving across Wichita County at this point in time from Cadane Corner over to Iowa Park. Some pretty heavy rainfall over in those areas, but you can see the cellular nature to this. I'm going to look at the velocities. You see some winds punching out in it, but I don't really see a lot in the way of rotation. There may be a little bit trying to show up just west of Holiday, so I'll keep an eye on that. But I do think that this any type of circulation with this is probably suspended a little bit aloft. But I will keep an eye on that because that is a little bit of a supercell that is organized and moving east northeast and is going to move over the city shortly. So we'll keep a close eye on that one. There's also another real strong storm across southern Archer County. Heavy rainfall and some mostly small hail in Archer County, headed towards Alney, and we'll be moving into Archer City. In fact, I can show you the Alney tower cam at this time. Let me try to pull that up here, and we can show you what's going on from our Alney tower cam standpoint. I can also show you what's going on in Wichita Falls as well. So let me find it. Give me just a second. It's somewhere here in my slideshow, but we'll try to show you a few of these counties here. Very heavy downpours here at the station at this time. Here's my Alney Tower cam. I'm going to pop that up for you real fast. We're looking back off to the west with this. You're going to see some lightning strikes with it. Look at all that lightning strike. Vivid, big storm just west of Alney. Heavy rain and strong winds expected into your area here shortly. These storms are moving so fast. They're going to be impacting those areas here pretty shortly. So we'll be watching that. Now here in the falls, we can also show you the Wichita Falls Tower Cam. I believe this will be from. Let's see if it can pop up. Sometimes we don't get some of our cameras to pop up. This is from Castaway Cove, but it looks like our Castaway Cove tower cam signal may be down at the moment. And there now here's a live look from the Hamilton Bryan tower cam from Kemp Avenue, looking northwestward with those strong winds and those strong storms coming in from the west side. So far, just some downpours here in the city. The winds do not appear to be all that strong here at this time, but we'll keep an eye on that and make sure that nothing changes with that as it makes its way, these storms make their way through the city. So there it is, the heavy rain pushing through Burke Burnett now. It looks like the worst of the weather has now pushed through Burke Burnett. It's over with in Vernon. It's over with in Lawton. The worst of the weather is moving into Wichita Falls city limits at this time. We got a little bit of a supercell that's developed, and we do see some stronger winds with that. And we're going to watch this as it may try to wrap up a little bit. A matter of fact, let's try to go to Garrett at this point in time. Garrett, if we have him. Garrett, you're in the Comanche Nation Entertainment First Alert 6 Storm Tracker. Tell us where you're at, and tell us what you see. All right, so we're zoomed in on Wichita Falls here at this time. I'm going to walk over here, and I know I got people on Facebook that are asking questions and whatnot, and I'll get to those. We're going to continue to stay on with this area of storms moves over the city here. Just a lot of wind energy in the atmosphere. We want to continue to kind of keep an eye on this as it makes its way through. But you can see here, east of Cadane Corner, we got this what looks like a little bit of a supercell in the line. If there is any rotation in it, it's very weak and it's mostly suspended aloft. But there are some strong wind gusts. I just got a report between Wichita Falls and Burke Burnett, wind gusts up to about 60 miles per hour. So we are seeing 60-mile-per-hour winds pushing into the city now. And that's going to perhaps cause some sporadic power outages. So you might be dealing with some of that, maybe some tree limbs down. There's the latest update. We got heavy rain and strong winds pushing into the Holiday area now, Mankins. This is going to move right over the south side of Wichita Falls and out towards Lakeside City. So Holiday, you're getting it now. Lakeside City, you get it next. And then we'll see the heavy rain overspread the city. This storm is moving so fast, it's not going to rain for a long time. I don't see any big hail signatures in this storm, but there could be some small hail at times. This warning goes all the way over and cuts the city in two. Basically, also kind of slices through Lakeside City. This would be Lake Wichita here, and there is our thunderstorm that's moving into the area at this point in time. So we are watching this situation. I'm going to look at the winds and see what the winds are doing, at least here, make sure the storm is behaving. And so far, so good with that. There could be some outwards and some inward motions with the winds down towards Holiday, but if there is, it's very weak, and I don't see any signs of sounding the panic alarm down that way. Now, there are some strong winds that are currently moving into Albany. That's what that thunderstorm we've been tracking, a bit of a bow echo down that way, and some very strong winds that could exceed 60 miles per hour are moving into Albany at this time. So if you live in Albany, strong winds, which could create some power outages. If we look south towards Graham, that line of storms is entering Young County now. It's over towards Prophet. We got a really strong storm now southeast of Throckmorton near Woodson. Now, in Graham, you may wind up just getting slapped with a little rain and some gusty winds. The heaviest storms may pass south and southeast of you. It extends all the way down to Interstate 20 there. That's how far south that line extends through. And the line extends northward. That line is pushing into Duncan now. So if you're into the Duncan area, you're probably seeing some very heavy downpours at this present time, which could lead to also some strong wind gusts there too. So we'll have to keep an eye up that way. This is also extending south down towards the Waurika area, Lake Waurika, those areas. You're getting some very heavy rainfall at this time, or we're going to be seeing some very heavy rainfall shortly. In addition to that, you will also see some very strong wind gusts too. So that is something that we'll be on the lookout for in those particular areas there too. But back up to the south, and there the tornado warnings are up towards Oklahoma City. Back to the south, again, some pretty nasty thunderstorms moving through North Texas at this time. So far, it looks like most of the winds are somewhere in the 40 to 70 mile per hour range. Most of them kind of on the lower end of that. We can look at the winds one more time as they're pushing into the city from the west. Some strong wind gusts in the Holiday, and that'll be making its way over Wichita Falls momentarily. Likewise, Lakeside City. This does not appear to be a tornadic situation, but the winds are going to be pretty strong. We're also seeing that in Albany. Let's go back to our tower cams and see what they are showing at the present time. Excuse me. This would be from, I believe, our, that's the Hamilton Bryan tower cam. And if you look there on the tower cam, you can see some clouds there in the area. That's some of those low-hanging clouds that are kind of out in front of this main line of thunderstorms. Probably a bit of a shelf cloud, to be honest about it. We can go down into Albany. Let's see if it can kind of show what those winds are looking like. Excuse me. Into Albany at this time. And it looks like, at least from this vantage point, the storms aren't quite there yet, but they are almost into Albany. I mean, very, very close. Temperature there about 73 degrees this time. Once that line pushes on through, your temperatures are going to fall into the 50s. And you're going to see some strong winds out of the west tonight, too. If we look at winds across the area, matter of fact, we can kind of show those. You can kind of see back off to the west. Let's see here. Let's go to the current winds. There's our current wind speed. Look at that wind. That's what we call a pressure gradient wind. That is a 66, almost 70 mile per hour. That's not a thunderstorm wind. That's almost a 70 mile per hour wind in Amarillo. And that's kind of the same way down towards Lubbock. Childress is at 43. Altus is now west at 38. We're southwest at 47 here in the Falls. But once that line pushes through and the dry line punches through, the winds are going to be howling out of the west somewhere into the 40 to 60 mile per hour range for a good part of the night. That, too, can create some power outages. So that's something that we will need to kind of keep an eye on as well. So Back over to the radar. Sounds like the rain has stopped here at the station, so that's some definite good news. In fact, it looks like those sails have actually weakened some as they've moved off to the east. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw things back over to programming on TV. We are on Facebook and Facebook Live if you want to join us over there. So join us there. We're going to go back to programming and we'll do updates over the commercial breaks. All right, so we are back on here on the Facebook Live again. Thank you. We are on Facebook Live again, and so we're going to stay with Facebook Live and just do our cut-ins back over commercial breaks. So if you want to continue to follow things there. Yeah, see, I told y'all earlier today there is no reason to be too concerned about all this. People are panicking. But I told you that it was going to be all right. I told you it was going to be just fine, and fine indeed it is. If you're watching me over on my page, boy, winds are picking up here at the station now. Wow, it's, things really just turned around in a hurry today. We woke up, it was cool for most of the day. And then about mid-afternoon, we saw the warm front lift north through the area, and we warmed up. And now it's windy and warm outside, but we're about to see the temperatures come down a bit. So that's good news, or not good news. I like warm weather, but the severe threat ends as soon as this line of storms passes on through. And new severe thunderstorm warnings have just been issued for Clay County. It includes all of Clay County, Henrietta, and over to parts of Jefferson County. Yes, ma'am, you got something there?
Yes, so Sam said if you can post on Facebook to ask people to report to us what they're seeing because I don't have admin access.
Yeah, I'm on live right now on Facebook, so we got all that.
Thank you.
We got all that. I'm on live on Facebook, and you were just live on Facebook just now too. So just make sure that you, if you guys do see anything, you do have reports at your location. Share them with us. Let us know what you're seeing at your place. I know over on my Facebook page I have a good way of answering questions, and I'll answer questions if I can there. But I'm trying to track these storms as they're moving. As they're moving through most of the area now. Good downpours outside. But the winds here really haven't been that bad. It really hasn't been. So let's zoom back down into Wichita Falls if we can here for a moment. We're looking at the winds. I just don't see wind signatures that are just all that intense. And, I wouldn't be surprised to continue to see kind of a downward trend with some of these wind gusts even to the east. Strongest winds I see on radar are down towards Albany at this time, to be honest about it. Some bowing shapes to the winds down there. So especially east of Albany and kind of blowing through Archer City. And those are going to head over towards Antelope and over into Clay County. Henrietta, you'll get some pretty good winds too, but kind of like what we saw here in Wichita Falls. I don't know that it's going to be a lot, super strong winds. It looks like we got some bowing signatures taking place up in Stevens County at this time. We can kind of take a look up there, Stevens and into Jefferson County. But it looks like we got some little bowing features trying to show up. Let's look at the winds there. And you can see some pretty strong winds blowing through Duncan at this time. So strong winds in Duncan, and they could be exceeding 70 miles per hour. So we're watching that area pretty close. We can also go into Oklahoma City. Look at these strong winds blowing there. And there's been periodic little, I'd say little brief spin-ups here in the line. Nothing too major at this time, but some strong winds, probably somewhere in the 60 to 70 mile per hour range, overspreading Oklahoma City now. And from here, it's going to move into northeastern parts of Oklahoma. Boy, it is raining heavily here at the station at this time. Very, very heavy rain over the station. It is pouring down rain at this time. So make sure you let us know what you're seeing at your location so we can make sure that we report it to you. In fact, I'm going to try to answer some questions now. Sorry, I'm starting to get a little bit of a sore throat. right, we are still on here. I do believe. I do believe we are still on from on the News Channel 6 page, and also on my page. Nice viewership tonight showing up here. I appreciate you guys watching us. All right, so we got some people. William Alexander reports lights on and off on Wichita Falls. That was as of 1 minute ago. McGargle had a little over pea-size hail, massive rains, and massive winds. Tornado threat for Wichita Falls is very, very low, Amanda. Amanda Hill asked that. Let's see what else we got here. A lot of comments. I need to find a way to be able to see all my comments here. So electricity is going off and on in Dean. That's what this little line of storm's pushing through. So yeah, lots of strong wind gusts pushing on through too. And I'm also monitoring questions over on my page as well. We're watching this strong storm moving through Wichita Falls at this time. That is some pretty strong winds associated with that. So. I got Janet that says she can hear the wind there passing through Wichita Falls near Holiday right now. Caden, when do we do our next cut in? We have next commercial break. Yeah. Raining heavily out by the wind at the stadium at this time. Bowie is next. Yes, it is. Bowie will be up next. You'll be well. Actually, Henrietta's up next, and then from there you've got Bowie, perhaps sometimes coming up, maybe in about an hour from now. So after 10 o'clock into Bowie. You know, I don't know. I still think strong winds are going to be a good possibility over towards Bowie with that. Even though the line it may try to weaken a little bit, we'll watch and see what happens. But yeah, the wind is very loud. These are some really loud storms pushing through. Just went through Walters. Electricity is out. Just went through Bowie near Alney. We're south of Alney. Just getting sprinkles. We need rain. I hear wind at your station. Oh, yeah, it's windy out here, Janet. Very windy. Yeah, there's been some bowing down near Alney. There's been some strong winds down that way for sure. Yeah, the once that line pushes on through, your severe threat is over with. You know, Graham, like I was saying earlier, Graham gets some wind, but it doesn't look like the worst part of this. Looks like the worst part of the storm is going to pass just south of you, honestly. So. All
right, next CBS break starts at about 9:21.
All right, so I got a few minutes before the next cut in, and I got people on here talking about storm anxiety. And you know, we got a special coming up on News Channel 6 here in about a week or so. And one of the pieces I'm doing is on storm anxiety. There's no reason to have storm anxiety with this one here. I can promise you, this is not a tornadic situation. You know, we thought it would be very conditional to get a tornado today, and the conditions just didn't come together for it. Not here anyway. We didn't think it would. So that was a pretty good. Actually, overall, been a pretty good forecast. Yep. Well, I mean, Rachel, you didn't know we're going to have bad weather. You got to follow us. We've been talking about this for a few days now. You know, my wife is guilty of that. She doesn't watch the news. She asked me, you know, we'll be talking. I'll say I got severe weather tonight. We are. So I mean, she doesn't even know what's going on sometimes. So I mean, you got to keep up. That's why we have the news. That's why we have the weather. You know, it's good to be in the know, be ready to catch this stuff. We do a lot. I've been doing Facebook Live stuff all weekend long. You know, the best.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Garrett.
Hey, so I am south of Wichita Falls, and I'm angled at that cell that's moving through Lakeside right now.
Okay. Okay. How does it look?
Hard to tell, man. I mean, you know, I'm getting an occasional flash of lightning, but it's dark, man. It is very dark. It's a little bit windy right here. Got reports of lights flickering over off Barnett. So strong wind's going to be with it. But, you know, like I said, hard to see right now.
Yeah, we're getting some of those stronger winds. They're mixing down to the Earth's surface, but there as we've been talking about throughout the day. I mean, it's just there's just not enough instability to get tornadic circulations down to the below the cloud deck. So I don't think we're going to see it. I think it's mostly just going to be wind. Did you get that?
Yeah, the wind just got to me.
All right, I'll do my next cut ins at 9:21, and I'll use you then. Okay.
Sounds good, brother.
But again, I am answering questions the best that I can here. It looks like to me the worst part of the storm is now through Iowa Park and through Holiday, moving through Lakeside City now, and moving right through the heart of Wichita Falls. Just some brief downpours and some gusty winds. They're pretty strong, and we are seeing some flickers of light. We are seeing some areas where there are some power outages beginning to show up. So that's going to be a possibility as this line pushes on through. And like I've been saying, it's headed towards Henrietta now. And it'll be into Henrietta pretty shortly, I would think. So if you're watching us in Henrietta, you can expect some pretty big 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts there shortly. There's your heavy storms.
Like 2 minutes.
All right, I got a few minutes. I got to get ready for my cut. I got to get ready for my cut in now, guys. So give me just a second.
In the heavy wind band now.
10-4.
I have Garrett punched up right now.
Okay. Let's just start with him then.
About 1 minute.
1 minute.
All right, guys, I'm going to do my cut in over here. So.
30.
Live 30 seconds. Garrett, we're starting with you.
15.
15.
All right, so here's a weather update for you. This is the Comanche.
4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, Garrett, tell us what you got. Well, that's the Comanche Nation Entertainment First Alert 6 storm tracker out towards Lakeside City, and the wind and the rain is hitting there now pretty hard at this time. That is Garrett. He is out there in it. He's keeping an eye on it as it's moving eastward. So far, what we're seeing a lot of with this line of thunderstorms has been basically periodic bouts of power failures here and there. I don't have a lot of reports of damaging winds here. There's some in southwest Oklahoma, but I don't have a lot of reports of damaging winds here with this system. So if we look down, most of the winds are somewhere in the 40 to 60 mile per hour range, but as they're moving through, it is loud outside. And there's probably some sporadic wind damage here or there. Here's a pretty strong part of the line now east of Duncan. And once the line pushes through, your severe threat is over with, but the wind threat is not. There's a lot of strong winds coming in behind this line of storms overnight tonight, so it's going to be a very windy night. And some winds back in the Texas Panhandle right now are up near 70 miles per hour. That is not thunderstorm related. That is just associated with the storm system itself. But heavy downpours and some gusty winds. basically stretch from north to south across Stevens County down to Comanche. We can go further to the south, and these are now moving into Waurika as well. Waurika, you're under a severe thunderstorm warning here. Gusty winds 40 to 50 miles per hour, maybe 60, moving into Waurika, and they could create some power outages. We follow the line further south down into Clay County, some strong winds and some heavy rain. Charlie over towards Petrolia, down into Jolly and Dean at this time. There's your strongest part of the storm exiting Wichita Falls. These storms are moving very fast, folks. So the worst part of the storms are moving out of Wichita County now. Severe threat over Island Park, over with Electra, over with in Seymour. Severe threat now over with in Archer City. Most of the western part of Wichita Falls, Burnett out of the severe threat. Frederick, Lawton, you're out of the severe threat too. The severe threat area is now Henrietta, Blue Grove, Buffalo Springs, over towards Nakona and into the Bowie area. We can look here and not seeing any significant wind signatures in here, but I do believe that even though I'm not really seeing it on the radar, what we are seeing is these stronger winds that sometimes the radar can miss are definitely making it down to the Earth's surface. Common 40, 50, 60 mile per hour winds over into Clay County at this time. No rotation showing up, so that is certainly some good news. Strong storms right along 281, down to the south into the Scotland area, Windthorst, now east of Archer City, moving into Antelope. Buffalo Springs is next up. And these strong winds and heavy downpours will be in the Henrietta shortly. Again, it's moving so fast, 5-10 minutes, it'll be in your area, and it'll blow on through pretty quick too. Now, further south into Young County, there's no warnings in effect for Young County, but this is still a pretty good storm east of Prophet, and some heavier rains will increase, along with some 40, 50 mile per hour winds in Graham here shortly. And it looks like these storms, time right now is 9:23. I think the line of storms will be into the Bowie, Nakona area a little bit after 10 o'clock, or between 10 and 10:30 over that way. So strong winds, heavy rains over this way. But to the west, again, severe threats ending pretty quickly now. We'll be watching it. We'll have all the latest coming up on News Channel 6. We're also live on Facebook. All right, so we continue to remain live on Facebook here, and I do appreciate you guys following us tonight and watching things here on our page. And I hope that everybody is doing all right. Yeah, pouring down in Petrolia now. Yeah, it's mostly over with now. Harley wants to know. Harley Trumpeter wants to know is the storms over within Wichita Falls, and we still see some across the east, but it's rapidly ending here too, and we'll be over with here shortly. So, oh, okay. I'm about to change the mic battery, so you might miss me here for a minute. What now?
Oh, just let me sit there and batteries real quick.
There you go. You can hand it to me. I'll do it.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
No problem.
All right. I had to switch out my mic batteries to make sure that our microphone don't die here. But yeah, overall, this really hasn't been that bad. We've seen some sporadic bouts with some of these strong winds, but no tornado. We really didn't think we'd see tornadoes today. But if you look, the storms are now through Wichita Falls. So if you're in Wichita Falls, you're now in the severe clear. Henrietta, you're going to be in the severe threat here very shortly, but it'll blow through really fast. You won't be there for very long. Graham, no warning for you yet. Let's look and see what that storm looks like. I see some fairly strong winds with that. I'm surprised there's no warning in effect for Graham. I figured there would be. Graham, I think that you should be in a severe thunderstorm warning. I think your winds could gust up pretty high there, so I'm watching that one. You do see some stronger wind gusts there in Clay County, though. And I think if we had more surface-based instability, you might have a better chance to get something tornadic there in Clay County and up into Jefferson County. But I just don't think there's enough instability between the bottom layer of the clouds and the Earth's surface to get tornadoes. I just don't think it's there. I mean, you can kind of see what the radar is indicating is I think it's kind of indicating the convective inhibition going on in our atmosphere that's keeping these storms from producing tornadoes, I think. Looks like we got new tornado warnings there on the south side of Oklahoma City. Now the situation up here is a little bit different. There's the main storm energy is pushing through central Oklahoma tonight, and there's a bit of an area of low pressure that's developed. We call it a mesolow. Meso means small. And right along that mesolow, we're seeing some really strong winds, and we're seeing what looks to me like some tornadic circulations that are going to pass southeast of Oklahoma City. There's been some other little circulations there showing up from time to time in the Oklahoma City area, but that to me looks like that might be a tornadic signature there south of Franklin. I wonder if it's picking up any debris. Yep, there's a debris signature there too. So it looks like we have a tornadic debris signature there south of Franklin, Oklahoma. So that looks like we have a tornado on the ground there south of Franklin headed up towards Stella. And this is going to be just kind of southeast of Oklahoma City, but still a pretty populated area there. We're going to miss Moore, and it's just east of Norman. So that's a pretty nasty storm, but you can kind of see what you're looking at. This is called the correlation coefficient. This is dual pole radar. Look at how it's red, and then look at this little green area that just pops up. All right, so what that's doing is it's showing something different in the atmosphere. You can follow it there. That shows debris. And look at that circulation. That's a pretty intense circulation right in there. I wonder if I have a streamer. Let me go to another source over on my page, and I'm going to try to see if I can pull up a streamer. See if we can see what's going on over that way. My throat is sore, people. You know, you don't think about it, but when you're covering severe weather, it can really make you tired. I need to get something to drink. And this isn't even a big severe weather event for us either. You know, I can't believe there's no streamers on that storm. Let me see if this might be a streamer here. Yeah, we got a streamer on it. All right, so what I'm going to do is, there it is, and it looks like this particular streamer might be on location of where maybe there's some damage. This particular stream is coming out of, I don't even know who this even is. But looks like there's some type of a stream there. I'm not even sure if that's a storm chaser. It may not even be a storm chaser. It could be somebody's camera. But it looks like there might be some damage there, maybe. Maybe. Hard to say. It's night, so it's hard to say if there is or not. But there certainly is some big rotation growing through the southeast side of Oklahoma City. Kind of out towards, looks like it might be kind of out towards maybe the Storm Prediction Center there, maybe in Norman, or maybe just east of Norman. You know, I wonder if that is close to the school there. But there's a definite tornado on the ground there near Stella. Of course, this is out of my viewing area, but there's a definite tornado on the ground up that way. Sorry, people, folks. I'm doing a Facebook Live on 2 pages at one time. Not impossible to do, but it's not also the easiest thing to do either. So, if we go down to the south, down our way, this stuff's just not very bad. Honestly, it really just isn't. It's trying to weaken now that it's moving east too. So there's still going to be the chance for seeing some gusty winds there from Graham, Jacksboro, Bowie, Nacona, but this is going to be out of here pretty fast. So that's some good news that I'm not have to sit here and babysit weather all night tonight. So that's good. I like it when we get the weather in here and out of here in a hurry. But boy, I'm looking. If you want to follow me over on my page, I've got a signature pulled up of that tornado and just east of Norman a little bit. Boy, that's a nasty tornadic signature there. Yeah, like I say, there. That's where. Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm still heading eastbound. Do you want me to continue or do you want me to drop?
No, I think it's time to come on back.
Sounds good, brother. On my way.
Okay, I got somebody here talking about storm anxiety. That's talking about somebody asking about Enid, Oklahoma. The only tornado I see up that way right now is kind of south of Mount McLeod and kind of south of Choctaw, moving northeast. That's a big tornado, though. I mean, that's a nasty looking tornado, if you ask me, up there. Oklahoma City from time to time, gets it. They get nailed from time to time. And there's certainly some pretty nasty stuff going on up there at this time. I believe so. Yeah, we are. We won't do anything until the news, so we're good. I'm gonna hold this here in case Garrett needs to reach me for something, then I'll give your phone back to you. Okay. Trying to see if Norman's reporting much on that tornado up there. I'm sure they are. My instant messenger dropped, so I wasn't able to see all that. So it goes down from time to time. Let's see, Norman lost. Looks like the tornado hit Norman. Trying to see if there's any observed. I don't really see any reports of damage up there, but there's a definite tornado on the ground for sure. There's a debris signature 5,000 feet east of Norman. Power lines down, so I do see some reports of damage up there in the Norman area. Interesting. Interesting to say the least. I'm trying to see if I've got any streamers that are up there live that can show us a video of that. It doesn't look like there's anybody live in those areas at this time. Looks like they're all out of position. Wow, look at that signature there. That is a scary, scary signature for sure. But again, this is not in our area. This is up there in the Norman, Oklahoma City area. Yes, I'm not sure why we're in a tornado watch, Erica. I mean, no, our severe weather threat in Wichita Falls is over. Our severe threat, that's a gnarly signature, folks. If you follow me enough, you know that I don't overhype weather ever. But if I'm on air with this in Oklahoma City, I'm definitely sounding the alarm on that. Definitely, that is a nasty, nasty tornado. There's a little mezzo low up here that's developed, so that changes the game some, and you're seeing your shear really maximize, a lot of spin in that area there, and that's why you're getting those tornadoes up there across us, and that's where we kind of thought the worst of the weather would be up that way. I've got my radar zoomed in on the News Channel 6 side of things, but boy, that is a nasty radar signature there near Stella. Looks like Stella's about to be hit head on. Looks like there's quite a bit of debris right there by the radar site. So we got a pretty significant tornado going through the Stella, Oklahoma area at this time. All right, so let's go down, back down into our area. and keep an eye on what's going on in our eastern counties. Now that it's through Wichita Falls, we don't want to let our guard down to the east. Let me switch radar sources here. The environment's just not very favorable for a whole lot in the way of the super strong winds down our way. But there's still warnings, still 30, 40 mile per hour wind gusts, still pretty probable. Maybe even up to 60 in some of these. Pretty strong storms moving through Graham now, but the only warning we really have in effect now is for Clay County and into Jefferson County. Wichita Falls will take you out of that. The threat for severe weather here is over. Yeah, we told you it's going to move through fast, and it is moving through fast. My wife asked me earlier today, you going to be there all night? I was like, nope, I don't think so. They're going to be able to go in this evening, cover it, and then get out of there. So that's what we like to do. That's what we like to hear and see. So let's go. Sorry, I got to go switch this radar site here, the source here, back down there too. Well, look at that big hail signature down near Breckenridge showing up. Yeah, it just seems like all. I apologize for that, people. They all sound. We had a lot of nice viewership tonight, but like I said, if you guys have any questions, now's the time to ask it. I'm live on News Channel 6, and I'm also live on my page here. I'm also live on my YouTube page, so you can ask me anything that you may have, at this point in time. Yeah, well, Yvonne says, my weather app said tornado detected close to Newcastle. There has been some little tornadoes over there, kind of up that way, Newcastle, Oklahoma. But as far as down your way, Yvonne, into Graham, Young County, no, there's no tornadoes there. There's no circulations. There's nothing that is showing any signs of rotation there at all. Yeah, that is a nasty signature, Ryan, in Oklahoma City. Nasty, nasty. Yeah, Scotland is now in the clear. You're good. Nicole, the wind should probably be somewhere in the 40, 50 a mile per hour range there in the Monte County, maybe a gust up to 60 here or there. Enid, Oklahoma should be in the clear now, I would think. More, yes, I think that you're in the clear too. Somebody asked, how do you get instability or stability? Man, that's why I like for you guys to try to follow me over on my page. I do so many explanations over there talking about this stuff. It really is a good chance, because a lot of times Facebook Lives from my house, from my little home office there, and I do a lot of explaining of this stuff there. And I'll do periodically throughout the spring. I'll do that, but basically, instability is basically an imbalance in the atmosphere. I got a viewer wanting to know what instability is. So, basically, instability is an imbalance in the atmosphere. The atmosphere wants to be balanced. It wants to be the same, meaning from one layer of the atmosphere to the other, it wants to try to be as stable as it possibly can. Instability is when you get a layer of warm air that's located beneath an area of cold air. It creates an imbalance there when that happens. Stability is when you would have a situation where you might have a little warm air at the Earth's surface, but right above the Earth's surface, the air is even warmer. So it creates a stabler surface atmosphere. A thunderstorm to develop needs an environment that the air rising through it is warm and moist. It needs to be warmer than its surrounding environment to continue to rise. Now, as soon as it hits a layer in the atmosphere where it's no longer warmer than its surrounding environment, it can't rise anymore. So that's kind of an explanation of the cap. You're good. But we got somebody saying tornado near. No tornado near Newcastle. No, there is not. No tornado near Newcastle. I don't know why the app said that, but there is no tornado near Newcastle. None. Let me look and make sure I'm not missing something. No, there's no tornado near Newcastle. There's a tornado up near, there's been some tornadic activity in the Newcastle area in Oklahoma, but nothing in our area. So, very rare to see this kind of stuff in February, by the way. So I was trying to explain instability. So yes, I can't pronounce your name, Alexa. I can't pronounce your name. Miss, we'll just call you Miss Tanae. You're going to be okay. Yes. Yes. No, you're not going to die. All right, we're still following these storms over close to the Monte County area. The storms are now through Henrietta. It still may be raining there a little bit, but the severe threat is now over with in Henrietta. It's over with in Archer City, over with in Graham. We got some strong storms down near Possum Kingdom Lake. Going to be some hail and some wind with that. Threat of severe weather over with in Graham. There's still some strong storms and some downpours, gusty winds in Jacksboro, but it doesn't look too bad. These storms appear to be weakening. They're not as linear as they were. They're kind of more cellular, actually. And if, like I said, if we had more instability in the atmosphere, I might be more concerned about those producing more in the way of severe weather. Yes, Petrolia is now in the clear. Arizona. We got somebody here wanting to know about Arizona. Yeah, Vaughn. I mean, I'm not sure what their app, is showing, but I believe that that was probably for Newcastle, Oklahoma, not for Newcastle, Texas. So if you are, if that's where if you're here in Newcastle, Texas, that was not accurate to report. Believe me, if there was a tornado warning down there, we'd be on with it live. Yep, all quiet in Marlow. Yep, Amanda, the severe threat is over with in Wichita. But remember, we got strong winds kicking in behind this dry line. So, I mean, you'll hear the winds kicking in the middle of the night, but it won't be severe thunderstorm winds. It'll be just the winds associated with the storm system. Yeah, you're going to be fine there. You got some thunderstorms still be rolling in the buoy here shortly, Katie, but they don't look too bad at this point in time. I'll keep an eye on them for you though. Matter of fact, there are no warnings in North Texas at this time. Closest warning is up into the northeastern part of Jefferson County. All right, so I'm about to put this up and get ready for the newscast. But it looks to me like there have been, a couple of tornadoes tonight up into Oklahoma. I'm trying to find the my reports here. Only thing I see is wind reports everywhere. Lots of wind reports, but I don't see. I don't know. I don't see tornado reports on here for some reason. Maybe I need to add them. Maybe they're not showing up. No, they're there. Um, but I mean, this is a good example of. And before I go, I just want to talk about this again. Of having to trust, your source. Of who's telling you what. Yeah, the hype monsters were out in absolute full force today. They were all over the place. I mean, I couldn't tell you how many times I saw it. Um, and there was one cluster of storms that formed in southwest Oklahoma, just north of our viewing area, and kind of tracked up towards Oklahoma City. That was a pretty significant little storm event there with tornadoes and winds. But we had people concerned about that down. Yeah, there's Norman, Oklahoma got whacked with a pretty big tornado there. I mean, they did, but like I say, that's where it was at. That's where the main storm energy was moving, was into that area. So, but again, you just got to be careful about these, about trusting everything you see out there, because so many people hype up weather these days, and there's nothing we can do to combat it. So what we do is just have a source you can trust. That's what you do. All right, well, I'm going to jump off here now and get ready for the newscast, and I will see y'all. I'll have some updates on Facebook this week at some point in time, I'm sure, talking about weather, but I'm going to jump off. Y'all have a great night. We're fine. I mean, it's getting better now. Um, yeah, we had a lot of wind that pushed on through for sure. Well, it's calming down, but we got some strong winds with the storm system moving in now. That's gonna keep it going throughout the night there. I think not severe weather, but just strong winds with the storm system. So nah, I brought him on back in. There's no sense in it now.
Is there something that you want me to mention, like before I talk to you or something?
Nope.
I'm surprised it's still alive.
What? Oh, you can take it out. I don't need anymore. Thank you though.
Yeah, you can take them much better as well. No problem.
Oh man, that wind was crazy.
Was it?
Oh, dude. Did you see that reel I put on?
I haven't looked on Facebook. No, I haven't.